Hey, Aaron here with Superior Singing Method. This is Singing Hacks. Sing high notes effortlessly. All right, here we go. Singing hacks. Sing high notes effortlessly. Now, effortlessly might be a little bit of a stretch, but what we're going to do is we're going to help you to sing high notes better, more efficiently, and hopefully with less effort and less strain. That's my goal. If we can just at least get you 5% better than you currently are by implementing what we have in the video, that will go a long way. Deal? All right, here we go. Now, singing high notes, I know this is a really popular thing. I've been doing this for a long time, and that's probably the number one thing that people talk about. I want to sing high notes. I want to be able to sing high notes. I want to sing higher notes, expand my range. All that's great, and I'm all for it. There's not just like a trick that's like, oh, if you do this and you'll be able to sing high notes. And you know that. Intuitively, you know better than that. So I just want to say, I'm going to give you, we're going to do an exercise that's going to help, okay? We're going to get there in a second. I just want to say as a caveat, an understanding of the full voice and working the full voice is what naturally leads to effortless high notes, right? Of course. So I have my Superior Singing Method program. If you click the link or just superiorsingingmethod.com, it's a fantastic program for your whole voice and to really get all that. And we focus a lot on high notes too and get the full bass and, you know, like the foundation that you need. That's what's going to help you the most. Okay. I just want to throw that out there. Oh, and remember to, you know, hit the notification bell, subscribe, like, leave me a comment, all that stuff. Okay. So let me give you, before I give you the exercise, I want to do just a brief, like, I don't know where you're at in your, you know, your singing knowledge, education, whatever, but you know, your chest voice and your head voice, right? So your head voice, some people call it your call voice. So it's like, hey, 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 like a call voice. Hey, up there. Hey, that's your head voice up there. And your chest voice is what I'm speaking in right now. You can kind of feel it in your chest, resonating in your chest. So all the notes down here are in my chest voice. I think I flipped into my head voice for a second there too, up here. Okay, so there is a difference between your head voice and your chest voice. And so most of your high notes, ideally all of your high notes, are gonna be in your head voice. Either that or your whistle register, we don't talk a lot about that, or in falsetto, which that's not what we want right now. Falsetto is nice as like a, I don't know, sometimes like some artists, you've heard them, they just flip into falsetto for a second and come back, and it's nice as a stylistic device, but that's not where you want your high notes to land for the most part, right? Because it's an unconnected, falsetto is by nature unconnected. Up there, it's just air because your vocal cords are split apart. So what you want is, you know, that same note you can hit with your head voice. Any note that you can hit with falsetto, up there, you can also strengthen, with your falsetto, you can also strengthen your head voice to hit it powerfully with a nice punch and have that, all that full resonance, and that's what you want, right? You don't want, you want, something supported and grounded that you can really, you know? Right, okay. So why am I saying that? I'm saying that because what I find, and actually the last video that I did, I don't know what order you'll end up watching these, but what I'll find is that people try to sing high notes in their chest voice, right? So, I'm singing here and I'll just pull it up really high and hit a high note. You know what I mean? It's like, and that's when all this, your voice is just like, what, your throat closes up. And it's like, no, that's not where you want to sing, you know, your high notes from your chest. That's when it just closes up and it's like, there's all this strain and it's like, I can only sing for 10 minutes. My voice is blown out. That's what we want. We want to develop this head voice. So, we want it resonant up there, and that's what we want. So this exercise is going to help us get there, and part of the problem with having it up top there, especially if we're trying to sing high notes in our chest voice, but even just singing up there, part of the problem is keeping your vocal cords together. Remember we talked about falsettos, like it's like those vocal cords get apart. So how can we get up there and have that nice, full, powerful high note with chords closed together? And this exercise is going to help you. I call this the zong ah. And here, let me demo it for you. So it's Zong, 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 ah. Zong, 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 ah. It's kind of that French ong, that zong, that has like some nose in it, the resonator, that French ong. And even the ah, I don't want it to be like zong, 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 ah, and not like a ah. I want it to be more like a ah, that's still like kind of coming out of your nose a little bit. That ong sound. So the zong and then the ah is still a little bit of ong. Okay, am I confusing the heck out of you? Here, let's do it again. Zong, 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 ah. So I'm noticing it's coming out of my nose and my mouth. Zong, 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 ah. So it's going to help you with the high notes, and it's also going to help you with those transition areas. That's why we're like bouncing down with the ah. And it'll help you stay connected if you keep that ong type of sound in there. That's that pharyngeal resonator we're using. There's an Italian adage that says, don't sing through your nose, but put a little nose in it. You know, the Italian phrase, and that's what we want here. We actually want a little more nose in it for the exercise than we want when we're actually singing. So for the exercise, I want quite a bit of, I want zong, 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 zong. It's coming out of the nose a little bit. Zong, 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 ah. You're going to want to back that off and do a little less nose when you're singing, but you still want a little bit of nose in it. There is a nasal resonator, and to get those powerful big notes, that's part of one of your resonators. Besides all your resonators in here is your sinus cavity up there. So a little nose is going to help you with that resonator and get that nice powerful sound, right? Okay, so when you sing high notes, another thing I want to say about this is I want you to challenge your voice. Right? You want to challenge it because it's going to grow, it's going to expand. That's it. I don't want you to push and force notes in a way that's going to blow your voice out and it's not going to help you. That's going to set you back. So challenge your voice, but don't go crazy. Work your way up. I don't want you to feel any pain or any strain or all that tension. We don't need any of that. We can just relax and zong, 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 ah, right? We don't need to strain. We don't need the veins bulging out of our neck and all that stuff. So hopefully it's helpful. Click the link below. I've got a new quiz. It's not new. I've had it for a while. It's to help find out what your #1 singing killer is. This is how new it's not. Over 1.2 million people have taken this singing killer quiz. And so it's really powerful. It actually works. You take it and take the quiz and it'll give you a bunch of options to find out what your #1 singing killer is. And once we find out what your #1 singing killer is, then we're going to send you a free video to help you correct that #1 singing killer. That's going to help you out a lot too, because that will have to do with high notes as well. A lot of the singing killers are singing killers that are keeping you from being able to sing those high notes. So that's really going to help you. Don't forget to leave me a comment, hit the notification bell, all that stuff. I hope this was helpful today, and I'll see you next time.